I'm not here. I'm not doing this today. No, not really. No, I'm not out for the day 2 of a vacation. I have not made a goal that I'm going to go out every single day. I'm not here to test a new vest system to carry multiple cameras and binoculars at the same time. I'm not here because of a tip I received yesterday, where I will not see an owl at this location that had been spotted multiple times before. None of this is really happening, and since I'm not going to see anything, this is not really a video. I do believe it was spotted somewhere here on this side. Is what the instructions were. Found it. The instructions were to go down a certain path, walk around, look for a tree with no bark on it. There's a lot of trees with no bark on it. So I walked and I walked and I walked all up and down this stretch. Couldn't find it. When I was walking back, I started talking with a guy who was also interested. He's been coming here. He took me to a different tree where an owl had been, but it's been 10 years. We talked and talked and talked and looked around. No luck. Then I went online, searched for the name of the place and the owl's name. And I found a picture of it from a guy that I go regularly to see birds with. And so now I knew what the tree looked like. It's right behind me. It's right back there, just hanging out. First owl I've seen in Colorado. Finally, never seen a screech owl before either. Eastern Screech Owl. I'm gonna take some more pictures and then get out of here. I don't want to draw too much attention to it because as I was talking with that other guy, he said when they had a nest here of the owls that were here before, the great horned owls, there were photographers there all day long and it chased the birds off and they never came back. So I'm not going to draw too much attention. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm just going to take some pictures and I'm going to go. This was great. This worked pretty well. The only thing I don't have yet is a good way to do this with the second pair of binoculars for even closer viewing. But similar to how this works with the straps that go around it, I bought another way. It's almost like a combination of this and then this carrier here, and I'll put it on my back so I can have them there because there's just really not room otherwise. But yeah, this worked pretty well. Let's see, we walked around about 2 miles, hour and a half. Back's not hurting. Legs are sore, but that's unrelated. Oh, I saw something cool. We'll talk about it in the car. Well, this not a video sure did go pretty well. Oh, that's exciting. That is really, really cool. Really, really exciting to see an owl of some kind, of any kind. Haven't seen that in quite a while. How far away is this place and is it on my way back? Complete opposite direction. All right. That other location where someone said you could see an owl in a tree regularly year after year is really out of the way. So maybe I'll hit it up another point. It'd be much better if I came at night. Well, not full at night, but at sunset. I might try to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. Kind of tired, but if I don't do it tonight, I got D&D tomorrow night and Saturday night. So Sunday night would be the next soonest I could do that. But it would be better just because of the way that it's facing. The hole in the tree, the cavity that's there, everything is completely backlit at this point. Thankfully, there's enough shade and trees around it. I think the photos will come out. I don't think it was silhouetted or anything. Got plenty of detail. Oh, that was so exciting. Oh, man. Thank you to everyone who helped. All the people who were reporting it. The photo that I saw, I'm going to tell that guy next time I see him that his photo helped me because it identified the tree. I was able to see that it was not the tree that I went to, the guy I met here today. Although that seems to be a pretty good tree based on that. And he showed me a photo, be like, look, there's a great blue heron just sitting on top of this very dead tree. I was like, wow. And that happened just like the other week. But no, this other one was a different kind of dead tree, but it had the hole, right? You can see that in there. And based on that and vaguely the directions that I got from yesterday's meetup with walking around, that definitely narrowed it down. And then I was walking and I went, boom, there it is. Just looking, checking every dead tree. Must have walked right. I mean, I did. Walked right past it twice this morning as I was going back and forth. Did not see it. Was not until I had the photo there, looking at it, knowing this is what this tree shape looks like. This is about how big it is compared to everything that's around it. And there's a hole right here near the top of where you can see it. Eastern Screech Owl. Perfect. That's another new one. I need to get a final count. I know I'm getting close to 150, but I don't know if I'm there yet or if we're close to it. I started on the migration to my new tracking website of everything and the whole database entries. And it's a lot. It's a whole lot because I want to fill it out with all the information. Things that would go in today would be like the notes of how I found this, the exact story of everything there, basically what I'm telling, those kind of things that get entered into it, the exact location, metadata off the camera. Like there's a lot of it in order to look up and find out about this stuff. And going back over 7, almost 8 years of this, it takes a while. There's a lot, and I haven't put a whole lot of time into it. I think I got about 50, so I'm a third of the way done. It'd be nice over the rest of this vacation if I could knock the rest of that out, but maybe that's a lot. Maybe I could just settle for doing like 10 a day, and we'll get there. Because it's also not just at like 150 birds almost is not the total number of entries that will be in there, because it's like, oh, here's the first photo I ever took of one, but it's poor quality. Now it gets a little better. Now it gets a little better. So it's an ongoing project that'll probably take me the rest of the year, honestly. But like, it would be nice if I could knock some more of that out. Maybe I'll do that when I get home. I don't know. But this whole not a video sure did turn into a pretty exciting day. And I'm very happy. I was only going to do a little bit, check and see. I didn't have super high hopes, even though it was spotted yesterday. I guess I did kind of have my hopes up, but the vest worked great. Like I was saying, that was fantastic. That I don't feel any of the soreness that I usually would feel with the pull down there. And I know that that is a long-term solution as well. I really need to take care of myself in the long term, because I have read horror stories from people who are like, oh yeah, I used this same sling for 40 years as I went out there. I've had to have this many surgeries on my back because it just throws everything off with that. Like, yeah. Take care of myself now so I'm not having so many issues later in life. Good idea. Make sure I do that. Good stuff. All right, I'm out of here. That was exciting. That was very, very exciting. Screech Owl. Screech Owl. Eastern Screech Owl. Eee. All right. Maybe I'll do more now. Now maybe I will go out the rest of this vacation and see if I can manage to get a 7-day streak. That would be nice. That would be good. And I think I can do it. As long as I either do the morning or the evening, depending on what I have going on. It's possible. Very possible. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump in here real quick. I'm kind of looking over the photos here. We've got some great ones of this owl. I'm so happy about it. Look at that. This is great. This is fantastic. Yeah. A little wink. Things like that. But more to the point, I did specifically try to avoid recording too much about the location of this. Not that it wasn't extremely popular, but I just didn't want to broadcast that. You easily, if you'd gone on eBird during this time period, been able to see it, but I feel more comfortable sharing all of this, especially now. It's been a few weeks by the time I'm getting around to editing all of this, and the bird's gone. They were just there, and the place was pretty close to the trail. I actually heard that bottom hole in this photo is a flicker hole. They're the ones who dig it out and the owls just come in and take over. There was a second Eastern Screech Owl at this location, and people got photos of it. I did not on the day that I saw it. see it there in that hole. There was another one. They figured there was a bigger and a smaller, so parent and child most likely. I think this one's probably the bigger one, so maybe the smaller one was in the hole and was tucked further down where you couldn't see it at all. That's a guess. I don't know entirely. It could have been off in another tree. The only other time I have seen owls was back in Georgia many years ago. That's why I said I haven't seen the owl since I moved to Colorado, but I did actually see a juvenile and a adult in the same forest. The mother was off to the side and the juvenile was just screaming. And I stood there for a bit and took a bunch of pictures of it, not trying to distress them in any way. And that's really crucial to this. These birds have moved on from this location, probably because they were right next to the trail, and a lot of people knew about it. I was out there for, in total, an hour, and multiple people stopped by as I was looking around and saying that, where, once I finally figured out where it was, I stood there for maybe 10, 15 minutes at most. It was very quick. I took these photos, got what I came there to do. There, even in just those 10 minutes, people came along and, asked what I was looking at, saw it, or the majority of people already knew it was there and were looking at it and going, oh, cool, you can see it today, and things like that. Like, it was a popular spot. I went back on the Sunday, like I talked about. I went there at dusk because the sun was completely behind it here in the morning, so hopefully at sunset I'd be able to see it. There were probably 5 or 6 photographers there on Sunday, one of which I had a problem with because he was off the trail and down close, set up with a tripod, looking almost up at it. I don't know what kind of angle that would have been. Fully intended to report that to the ranger and everything, but by the time the sun really set, he had backed up to the trail where the rest of us were, which was still pretty close, but further out. It was a whole thing, but I mean, even I talked about here in this video, the other guy that I was talking to there said that there were owls that had nested in a different tree many years ago that essentially got chased off because there was almost 24/7 people around it. We can't do that. There are limits to this stuff. That's why I was very discreet. I did not want to broadcast everything about this. Did not want to draw super attention to they're right next to the trail. It makes sense. It's a shame, but yeah, they have moved on since then. It's a couple weeks later, they're gone. I would have loved to have seen the pair of them. They talked about the smaller one was still bigger than the hole with like the fluff of the head. So like condensed down to squeeze into that hole. That would have been a fantastic moment to see, but they have moved on. They are no longer there at this spot. This is the flip side of it. You want to share the experience with people. You want people to have an opportunity to go out. I'm super glad for everyone who told me that when I got to go see it while it was still there, but I do feel bad that clearly this was too close to the trail and too distressing with the amount of people that were there that the birds didn't feel safe and felt like they had to move on. Can't blame them. I get it. It's the two sides of that. You want to be able to share it with everyone. You want people who do want to see it to be able to go see it. You want people who would do something bad to not know that information. But either way, just too close. So I'm glad I saw it when I did. It was a fantastic experience. First owl I've seen in Colorado. Never seen an Eastern Screech Owl before. All of that. Great stuff. And now back to Michael in the car for one more moment.
Bye, everybody.